Hello guys, Jordan here, and welcome to Cities Skylines, specifically the Airport DLC edition. I've also got the map pack and the Vehicles of the World, so we're going to check that out depending on how you enable that. Don't truly know yet, but I'm sure we can figure it out within time. But welcome to the channel, welcome to Mayor Jordan, which I know is kind of a cheesy name, but it was thought up by Zach, and I couldn't think of anything better, and honestly, I mean, it's pretty fitting for someone who plays a bunch of Cities Skylines games and city builder games and things like that. If you don't know who I am, I'm usually Xanator on my, I guess, main channel essentially, where I played a lot of Cities Skylines, but I decided to come over here and do it in a better place. More dedicated to it, so I don't alienate my audience that likes me playing Animal Crossing and Fortnite. So that's where we are. So I didn't realize there was 3 maps with the airport DLC anyways. And then these are all the new ones that we have as well. The Farmland Flats is pretty cool. And the Mountain Taper. Yeah, they're actually pretty neat, but we'll go with these. I kind of want to do the let's do this one. Know You Port. I'm sure I've not pronounced that very well. I don't know a city name yet, so we'll leave it be. It'll just stay Lakedale for the time being. I think, like, you know, you have to sort of build the settlement first and then kind of see how it progresses. I think a city kind of organically gains a name. So I think that's what we're going to do. I mean, I can't do like Jordanville because, I mean, that's a bit vain, isn't it? I say that like every city in that I know of usually is named after someone. I mean, the original town I'm from, Pikeville, Kentucky, in eastern Kentucky, is named after Zebulon Pike, who also found Pikes Peak and all that stuff in Colorado. So he definitely liked his name. So we're playing vanilla, which could be either good or bad. I'm unsure as of yet. I'm gonna mess that up for a while while I try to figure out the buttons again. Apologies for that. So yeah, we'll have to, you know, sort of do our slow grow and figure everything out. I like the kind of topography we have here. I'm already thinking for the airports, like later on. I see like good locations, you know, some interchanges so we can like kind of work with it, all this area. But who knows, I might have to build out there before we can even get an airport. I'm not sure when we'll unlock them. I don't actually know the levels for that. Because my video on my main channel showing it off was literally to show off just that. Just to show off the DLC, and that's that. So, quite interesting. But I think what we're going to do here... so I think for the time being, we can start perhaps... I mean, we could just start a kind of main road that could eventually be turned into the highway. But at the same time, you know, it's sort of nice to have that in general, but I can build off these at a later date if I needed to as well. I'm trying to think of how to make this. Like, I could do what I've done before where I use this and I build it, you know, one way, that way, and then it's easily upgradable. But we can easily move the highway at a later date, so I think that's what we're going to do instead. So I'm thinking we'll do this. I want to get this somewhat aligned, which it kind of helps me that that's there. So I'm going to come out like 3 more units there. And unfortunately, we don't have a 3-lane version of this, so we're just going to do this for now. So that's going to be my way of doing that, just for the time being. I know it's a 3-lane going into a 2-lane, into a 4-lane, I guess, but, well, 2-way going both ways. I'm not sure what you would call that. I would call this a 4-lane, personally. What's it called in the game, actually? Okay, a 4-lane. Cool. But yeah, I wish there was ones with literally just 3. That would be quite nice, but I feel like that's fairly reasonable. We'll pretend that they'll actually slow down enough for that. And we'll go from there. So before I get started, I want to see where our water source will come from. just with the way that it works, we'll probably have to pop from here. Granted, we could do water towers. That's, you know, that's not out of probability as well. So this does 60,000 per week. This is 120,000. So this is 3,500. That's 2,500. So I may... How much would it cost to get the pop over there? Okay, so it's actually, I think, going to be fairly reasonable to assume that we should do that. Or maybe we'll start. Well, how much refund do I get? Honestly, at that point, I might as well just build it over. So I know this isn't perfect. I'm going to try to keep the pops in the under the road just to sort of feel a little bit more... I wouldn't say immersed, but to feel a little bit better about the way that I usually do things. So we're going to do that. And we'll see if we can build off this in some nice way. Just because, you know, I want to make things easy as people are coming in. I want to give a little bit of breathing room here. And come out this way. 2 cells. And then... I'm going to literally... We're going to start fairly grid-like. For the time being, just to make this work, you know, a little bit easier on us. And then we're going to, do we want to start with green power 0 to 8 megawatts, or do we want to just go straight to coal power? I'm thinking coal just because knowing how, you know, the typical way of this game can be, where it can be fairly brutal at times, where it's something that's kind of needed. So let's see. I kind of want to make like a nice little road for them. So my thought is I want to get this away from whatever's here, which I can, you know, start this area as the industry, so that's fine. Doesn't necessarily have to be that area. I was thinking about doing a road here, and then I could, thankfully in vanilla you can do this at least. Now do that and then allow that to happen, but I think the pedestrian issues would be a little too immense there. But I was thinking just like a nice little dirt road for them to get down to like kind of refuel things. But I think at this point I may as well... How much is this cost difference? 20% for... Okay, so I think we could maybe come down here ever so slightly, and then we can just put that there, so at least that keeps that kind of, you know, more cornered away from everything, so we don't have to worry about it until about maybe here. Maybe we'll have to do like this little bit, some commercial or something. So we will do that. We'll actually make this entire frontage. Actually, let me see. Is this road parkable? Like, can you park on this 4-lane road? With parking spaces. Okay, cool. I actually don't mind, just due to the way that the, like this will kind of be laid out. I don't actually mind having this as residential then. We can eventually maybe turn this section, I didn't mean to do that, this section here maybe into like high density at some point if this becomes a noisier road, but I think for the meantime that's actually not such a bad idea to have that there. But yeah, I'm trying to start small, if you can't tell by the way, like sort of just slowly get things connected. I don't want to like do anything too severe too quickly. Oh yeah, we need power out there, that is for certain. It may be worth paying this just to connect that up, and then we'll eventually have some residual power from there. I could easily run the line, but I just, I don't know, I like the idea of having some green power. Like I think running the line to there probably wouldn't have cost, but it costs like a decent amount, so maybe like 2,000 altogether. So we'll consider it a good purchase, who knows. Alright, so we got some like little fun buildings coming in, which is nice to see. we will go ahead and do that. We'll close that loop as well. But we got some kind of, I don't know actually what this style is considered. I always think of it as like a kind of, I don't want to say San Francisco, but maybe that's kind of what I'm going for. I don't know. Just like it's a very specific style that I've only seen like out west typically, which I guess is the thing. So we need sewage. I totally forgot about sewage treatment. Now we can do the inland treatment plant, which would actually be pretty fun. That does how much? 120,000. This is 120,000, so it's actually about the same. It's just if we want to pollute the water, which isn't ideal, or pollute the land, which really, if I made a road just continuing down this way ever so slightly more, I think that's going to look a little funny. That's not too bad. If I had the move it tool, I could do a little more with that, but we're unfortunately no movement tool for the time being. No landscaping as of yet either, so that's going to be something as well. So we can do that. Then we're connected that way, and that should fix our sewage issues for the time being. So there we go. We got that going. I'm going to go ahead and on this area here, at least there, put some of that in. And I don't remember the pollution distance that industry can do, so I'm not going to necessarily put that in there just yet. But yeah, starting very, 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 very slow at this point. And the reason I did this is literally just so there was no lots. I just thought it would be really easy for them to get around. Hopefully that's the case. This might become a bit of a choke point, but again, as we get better roads and better upgrades, I think that'll be easy to solve. My favorite thing in this game is solving traffic, so in vanilla that's a lot harder. But we'll make an honest attempt at it for sure. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn that off. I'll just say you have to stop there, and you have to stop there. And that'll be pretty good, I think. And then we'll see how this goes. I've built like this once or twice before, and I feel like I've had pretty good luck, so we'll see if that holds true. And just because we have such a demand for this, I think we will do plenty of residential. Managed to not go in the center of that in the slightest, but it kind of looks the same on both sides, so I'll take it. Alright, so we'll start like this. I guess sort of like a rib cage all the way through for the time being. But I want to get some, obviously in the future, a little more curvy roads. Don't want to go too grid-like, but grids are easy to start out with. If you see my other series, I tend to do the same thing just as a starter, just because I think it does make it easier for sure. So I am going to come up beside of here and go out this way a bit. This is where I'm going to put some industry in, just for the time being. They can put the little silos and stuff there. I'm sure that's great beside of a power plant. And then we put that there. So we just have like a street of industry for now. We'll see how that goes. It's called Empire Street, which is amazing. I do like that quite a bit. And we'll eventually get into like zoning and all that stuff. I always typically slack on the zoning, but that'll be one thing I'll try to do. And I'll try to name like if you have any good ideas for any zones or for the city or for that matter or anything, please do let me know, because I would be very curious. I'm sure you guys are significantly more creative than I am, so I would appreciate it. So we have that. I think we could do another little bit of commercial here. Lots of traffic coming in. Everything's flowing well, so that's good to see. That was the idea, at least, so it's good to see that's working. We have more of a demand for residential, so I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and increase this area here. But I think we'll start working towards... I might start curving towards this way to use this as like a little natural barrier, essentially. And start working our way to keep into, like, just staying within this area. We don't have, like, a ton of topography to work with. This is a lot of just, like, free roam. But I eventually want to put a farm out here to get some of that income. And I don't know if we have any other resources I actually can't see yet. So, I would assume that we're probably resource rich in a couple other places. And if we want to do any forestry, we have that option. So we'll, you know, slowly sort of work our way to that. But for now, I think we can come out here, maybe another cell, essentially, or whatever you want to call it. Then maybe come to there. Just do a slot. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. Because we can maybe start to curve it up this way. Because I want to make a road that's pretty, I guess you would call that an arterial road, to make life a lot easier. And I do have to say, I'm not a city planner, which I know there is literally, I think there's even a YouTube channel of a guy who is a city planner, which I think is hilarious that that's a thing now. It's quite amazing that it's, YouTube has come to that way of having that kind of reach. I very much am not. I'm just someone who really, really enjoys playing city builder games. So all of my stuff is based off assumptions and guessing and hoping for the best. So do beware of that. I do like that this is a perfect 90 degrees to there. So I'm going to connect that. Then I'm going to come in here and see if we can get, I mean, we got like a nice little cell there if we wanted, but I think I want to make it separate. And then I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to treat this just as like a little, I guess sort of cul-de-sac-y thing. You can't really build cul-de-sacs in this game, I guess. But just, you know, one way in, and then it's pretty maximized, I think, space-wise. There's like little areas here, but I think this may work well for us. So I'm going to build, we're going to do some corner shops here, of course, which I think is fun. And let me go ahead and change this, because I don't think we're going to need any lots here, at least for the meantime. I think, again, as long as we're stopping there, we should be safe. Same with there. I think we should be stopping there just, again, for the safety. And then we'll go ahead and start painting this in as such. In fact, I think I'll actually take this entire area for that. And then, yeah, we need to connect up the water, of course. And connect to there. That works pretty good. So I think that fills in the area quite nicely, actually. I'm pretty content with that one. One thing we can do is okay, we are a little hamlet. So now we have the medical clinic, a landfill site, elementary school, recycling center, and community school. So that is great. So first things first, I always know you want to get the landfill down before everyone starts panicking. Now, I don't want the landfill site necessarily very close to the town. So what I'm thinking, I mean, it's got to be close-ish, but I want it a little bit out of the way. So I'm thinking coming in here, and again, I wish I had landscaping maybe to, you know, do this up a little differently, but I'm thinking literally get it all the way out here, if that is just about far enough there, I think. And that's actually a pretty good fit considering, but that just gets that enough out of the way to where I don't think it's a problem. We can delete these now, actually, so let's do that. There we go. And I think that'll be quite a bit better. This will look a lot better when we have offices. Do you see everything's already like, we need garbage, please? They waste no time. And we'll put this medical center, I think, just right here, kind of right after this Big Bite restaurant. So you can come out of the Big Bite, then you can make your way on over to the clinic when you're having a coronary. So I think that should help a lot. What is this button? Oh, so you can actually change the vehicles. Oh, wow, the fly car ambulance. So, like the ones you see in the UK, and then large ambulance. I want the large ambulance. I see this as a very, I mean, it's already coming out pretty American looking. But I definitely see this as one. So we're going to go with that. And we're going to do the large garbage trucks. Because again, I think, you know, like, look at that. That looks about right, I think. Large and in charge. Alright, that is pretty cool. I like that you can do that. That's actually really nice. And if we want to keep any of these buildings, if we think, you know, like pennies, aka not Denny's, let's actually rename this. Okay, need a little apostrophe there. There we go. So not Denny's. So we can add that. Perfect. But if we want to keep any of these buildings, we very much can. If there's something that we, you know, really enjoy. I like that the bookstore is drugstore. Like, come on. Make it better. How dare you? Like, I do think this one is very beautiful. But I'd be curious to see what it turns into, so it's fine. This one I wouldn't mind if it looks a little better. But it looks right for the area, to be honest, so that's the main thing. And then we're gonna go, yeah, we're gonna want an elementary school too. Which, I think we should probably... Because you don't want to necessarily put it maybe... I don't think you necessarily want it on the main road. Just due to the fact that there's children. So I would think that you would want maybe a little bit of a buffer. So we're going to use that. And we're going to have it just off the main road, but still accessible to everyone. Right there. And then we can manage to, I think, put some nice things along that. So they can't immediately run out and kill themselves on the road. And I think that's going to be a bonus. I think parents really like when their kids don't get hit by cars. So that's you know, my biggest assessment for the day. All right, so perfect. Now we need more residential, of course. So we're going to go ahead and keep continuing our expansion here. I'm thinking, yeah, we may as well come out to, I think I want to go to there because there's a chance I may expand over this way. So this would be a pretty good area to sort of bridge over, especially once we can level and grade the two to be the same. Because yeah, you can see it's on a slight upslope right now, which is fine because it can mean that we could perfectly maybe pop a bridge over later. But for now, I think that's great. And really, which one just opens junctions? This would help me a lot. Let's do that. But what I'm thinking now is we can start building in this area. Quite nice. I need to see how far of a range this guy has. Oh, I don't remember. I'm gonna have to pretend to put another one down. So I can't really build much out from here. So let me do this. This is just going to be my hard cutoff. So I think anything before that, yeah, so anything before that is a no-no. Anything on this side can be residential, commercial, whatever. So that's great. That makes life considerably easier. So we're going to leave this bit open, actually, for the time being. Because I don't see any purpose of trying to slap anything in there. And I'm going to do this. I kind of want to try something just to see how this looks. Just kind of do that. Just to have, you know, not such harsh corners all the time. And then let's go... I won't make this a four-way. I'm going to go down here a little bit. Just to keep this a little more, I think the traffic flows a little bit better. And then there's more places to cross for pedestrians. I think pedestrians are going to be the most important part of the city in a way anyways. We got some money issues, but that's fine. I can put some more residents in. I think that'll help us. Let me actually, in this area, we're going to do I want to just big strip commercial? I don't think I do. I think we want to start with like little bits of commercial at a time, because if I go with like just one big strip, it's going to be like, oh lord, we don't have the people for this. So we're going to do that. I'm going to give them a little noise buffer and put houses here, which I could use that as roads as well if I need to, which always works. Then, which I know I say noise buffer and then I do that, but whatever. I didn't claim to be smart. I just claimed to play games. Alright, so yeah, I need more money. Probably should stop pausing it. It's probably a reason I run out of money. But that's fine. We should gain some more money by doing this stuff, so that's good. And I don't know which way I want the road for this next bit. I'm thinking one here, and then maybe... Or I might actually come off of here and do this. Like just sort of... I might do this actually. And have it as that. Then maybe can, you know, just let whatever naturally wants to go in there happen. Could as well do something like that. Just sort of like a little T cul-de-sac essentially. That's actually not too bad. So that fills in that area a little bit. Then we want to go ahead, connect that up. And we'll go ahead, once we have the money, and connect this bit up. Which that just about, I think that gets everything there, so that's good. Alright, so this area, just all housing. Take away those bits. And I think that's going to make them pretty dang happy, actually. Then, let's see. Going to need more area for industry. And, you know, I don't need it all in just one area. I do need it accessible for, you know, all the trucks and everything, that is for sure. And now we are a worthy village, which is awesome. So we have police station and firehouses, and we got districts and all that good stuff, and we can purchase a new area if we so desire, which is always fun. So let's go ahead and do this. And then, so I could build in this area as a little industry. It's getting a little close to there, especially with, you know, how this can kind of do its thing. So I don't necessarily want to risk that. So what I may do instead is I may build a little industry area. I like where it's an easy right turn, because you can see all these industry trucks coming in as well, like these. And then, actually, that was mostly just residential. I thought that was all industry, but no. Well, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I took them like down here, then through here, because this isn't a busy bit yet. And I'm not really too upset if they do that, but I can do this for now as well. I can just come through here and put them in there and see what happens. See if that's enough to fulfill a need for the time being. We do have more of a commercial need, which is fine, because we can go around the outside of that. I think that would be a pretty good one. Sort of like make it a little bit of a high street. And then we need the fire watch, basically. Which I think we'll just pop it sort of in this neighborhood. A little bit nice. Or I think that's quite nice, rather. And then let's choose what fire truck we want. We got the large one, the mini, and the Oh, let's go with the large one. Yeah, look at him go. Wow, that is actually really cool to see. It's way too big for this size of town, but to see an articulate fire truck is pretty cool. I like the Arctic, so that's for sure, so that's cool. We actually had a fire going on, so thank you, firemen and women. That's appreciated. Alright. Unsuspecting. Alright, sweet. So I'll probably at some point, you know, make an effort, maybe even make like a tiny little cut through here, where I sort of terraform this down just for a little, I don't know, I would just call it a cut through, to build more over here. But that's a lot of money, but it is also to hide the industry, which isn't the worst thing in the world, because, you know, no one wants to really see massive amounts of industry. But I could bring a road around back here now that I see this. Let me get the free tool. And that's not beautiful, but I think within our current confines, that is going to be relatively ideal for us. And then, okay, we may not even need the cut through. I think we may have found a temporary solution that may be permanent. A permanent temporary solution. Now, if that's not city planning, I don't know what it is. Alright, so we got that. And then, yeah, we can maybe start just coming in here. We'll do just one side for now, just to see what's happening and see where that goes. See, so that's all the little landmark stuff. Nice. Paused on accident. So how are we doing? I don't have like my city vitals watch, so I gotta watch. So electricity, we're good. Water, we're good. Trash, we are doing okay. We'll eventually have some processing, which will be great. Traffic is great. Got a little bit of backup on this road, but like I did say, I think that is going to be our choke point of the city, or town for the time being. We do have a crime issue, but we are currently raising the funds to put in a local police station. So we're getting there slowly but surely, and then, you know, we're going to be tough on crime. Somehow, I mean, we're going to do something, that's for sure. We'll show them. Yeah. All right, so. Police station not far away, considering it's only 12,000. I think I won't let you see the amount of range it would have until you're able to put it down, which are very close, so I'll just leave it out for now. I'm tempted to put it over here because I like the idea of it being close to the school. It seems smart, but it also may struggle to, you know, cover some of these areas, so. Which it really doesn't. It's actually maybe even a hair better over there, so I think that's where we're going to put it. And then I think they're using legit like SWAT trucks. Yeah, mobile command center. Maybe not those. Let's use the regular police cars. Alright, well, you know what? Let's have the random. Why not? Okay, see a couple of the... They got like the supercar, the French... well, they use the Ferrari or the Lamborghini. I can't remember. It's either a Lambo or a Ferrari, but... hilarious nonetheless. Then let's go ahead and fill that little area in there. And we'll see how that goes. But I like how this is looking so far. You know, it's very slowly coming together. We've got, you know, our industry field, little, you know, things a little happier there, which I think is helping. And yeah, I generally like how this is looking. So I do think that I will... this is a one-way, yes, okay. So I do think I will maybe go ahead and continue building out that way until I maybe figure out more, you know, with this whole situation. I think this may become a little limbo spot until we get to where we can turn away from landfills and go into incinerary purposes, I guess, of getting rid of trash and perhaps being able to, you know, maybe recycle a little bit more. Maybe that's going to be our way out of it. I really don't know yet. So I think that'll be fun to find out nonetheless. Now, I could use another larger road. And I see opportunity right here to have maybe our first proper intersection. So I think that's what we're going to do. And this one I will leave as a lot. I usually don't do that, but this one's going to be more of a curiosity than anything else. So we'll see how that goes. If it gets really backed up, then we know how to fix it. If it doesn't, that's fine. They should still take this way in whatever way seems faster to them. But to get here, they're probably going to take this way. So that is my hopes and dreams. And this one, I think, will slowly maybe lead going to this way. Because again, I want to leave this area for a farm. So we'll sort of come maybe about to that way and start running in that way. And then that gives us, again, a good area to build within here. And then I don't have much money, so I'm going to actually just stop there. I don't want to go too far. I need to be able to build the actual thing first. And I actually wouldn't mind to move this. Well, actually, no, we're fine. We're fine there. That's going to be kind of goofy to do. So I may not connect the neighborhoods. I'm unsure. This could be a whole separate neighborhood because you don't want every single neighborhood in the world connecting. Just because I'm pretty sure that's not how neighborhoods work. So we're going to do that because I like the knots. It's like kind of 90 degrees that comes from that. And then, oh, that's close, but not quite. That's, again, quite close, but again, not quite. But I'm thinking start like that. So I think we'll start more grid-like and then slowly work our way to becoming a little more or a little less grid dependent. And I think that'll be beneficial for us. So we're going to do that. They do have to drive to the end to get in there, but then they can easily make their way out there, or they could just go in there. That is always a thing they can do as well, which they'll probably choose to do. So I may actually turn that also into an exit only. And we'll see how that goes. There we go. So my thought with that, if I can change this real quick. My thought with that is they drive to the end. They don't have to wait. They can just go in. Then they can make their way through the street. I can, you know, go off to whatever they need. And then they can get out either way that they need to go. And I think that will work relatively well. Again, we can change that in the future if that comes very untrue. There is always a chance that that will happen. Alright, so we'll put that there. Which that's okay, actually. I don't mind that. I might not put anything on this inside, because at least for the grade that it currently has, I would not do that. So that's what we're going to do for the time being. And then we're going to go ahead as well and build out. I'm wondering. Yeah, so I mean, that's not. I am slightly curious about how this would look. Because, I mean, that's not... It's not the worst, and it may help traffic not all trying to funnel through there. And, I mean, it's not like the biggest neighborhood in the world, so this could be like its neighborhood, and this could be another neighborhood, instead of this being the... You know, this road can kind of be the cutoff of the two neighborhoods instead. That may actually work a little more in my favor. And I think here I'm going to do a one-way that can quickly get to here. Just, you know, kind of keeping traffic moving a certain way. Then we have like a little area for housing here. I think that would be pretty nice. So that would connect at a 90 degree there, but I'm not big on those, like, actually I am kind of big on those angled connections, because it reminds me of like New York, and there's certain things about grid cities that I do enjoy. I mean, even going to London, sometimes you'll see some hellish angles, sort of like of what I've heard of Boston, where some roads meet up at like absolute wild angles of like, it would be like this, but then there would be another one coming in this way at the same time. And I mean, I've driven in London. It's not easy. Well, it is easy, but it's not fun when you're not used to it. So I kind of get it. That's a 90 degree there, which is actually pretty neat. Like, that feels like too nice to not do. Granted, that's not like the most beautiful intersection in the world, and perhaps visibility-wise and this turn-wise, probably not likely to be a thing. The more I look at it, the more you're like, I don't know about that. So, I do have wonder, if I were to... I'm not very good at this curve tool. Okay, no, I think I'll just leave that one. And then we'll have that as the connection for now. I don't think we'll even try to connect that bit. I think this will just be our one road for the meantime. And then we'll stay with that. Maybe we'll add in some parks or something there. I think that might actually be a smarter decision. And that's why we're here. Go ahead and get our water infrastructure all installed. Need to... Ooh, got a lot of nodes fighting me here. There we go. We'll do that. Alright, great. So we have decent coverage. The education will have to be slung out this way a little bit, but that's okay. That is kind of par for the course at this point. And we can start filling in these areas, I think, with pretty good confidence that they will be rather nice. Pretty much all of this, which honestly, living this close to the school, I think would be a considerable bonus for any parent. So I feel like that's going to be a pretty prime spot that will grow. We could use actually a bit of a connection to this area because of the school. I think actually what's making this an issue... Ooh, tiny town. Wow. That was pretty quick considering. So yeah, we have now unique buildings, football arena, it looks like, concerts, animal ethics. So we got like the zoo. We have quays and canals, which I've still never figured out to use. We got parks, high schools. That is awesome, actually. That is some really good stuff. But back to what I was doing. I'm going to turn this into a 2-lane here because I think that's going to help with the school. Okay, maybe it did. I thought that was going to help with the school a little bit more, to be honest. I thought it was going to be a thing of, the accessibility because of the road. But I guess they can't walk. I think it's just maybe a thing of capacity. Although, it's really not bad. But maybe that is the case. I don't know. So high school, we need in, I actually like right here for the accessibility, but over here actually may be a better shout because that's reaching a lot of people at once. And that, yeah, that seemed to make a lot of people happy there. Do wish I could, sort of sort that out a little better, which I can now, actually, which is nice to see. Now, I'm not very good at this, and I do apologize, because I know this will be very hard to watch for some. But granted, I don't think I can do too much because of the level of the street there, so I think I'm just going to have to leave that. Count my losses, and go from there. So we're only 19% full, which is great. And I think, I think we're doing okay. I think we are doing pretty good. So let's go ahead and see about maybe putting in... I really like this larger park. I was thinking about putting it in back here, even though it will look half dead, which is ideal. Could put it in here. Because that kind of is like a fun... It's a fun little connecting park. It has really fun qualities about it. That's the reason I like putting it down so much. I think as much as it's going to suck having to take these people away, it may work better in the way of having a park. So I think that's what we're going to do. And we must be having some power issues. Yes, we are. Okay. So what I may do for now, just to see if this works and helps, with just a little bit more megawatts, we're going to attach the... thing there, the windmill, And then we may need to work towards another coal power plant and or wind turbine, but we shall see. But for now, we are doing pretty good. But I just realized the time. I'm, getting a little bit in, so I won't go too much farther. But yeah, next time we will come back and do even more, of course, and attempt to, maybe we'll connect this up with some paths around, because I bet I could even slide one back through here to connect over there. And we'll see what we can do to make this looking better and work our way towards airports, which right now it's at least 2,800 to get buses. So, which wait until you see my bus ability. It's terrible. But that's going to be it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for checking out the channel, Mayor Jordan, which is still weird for me to say in comparison to my usuals of Xanator, but hey, I like it. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and goodbye.